If you're coming from part one, welcome back. This is Epic Fox. We're doing a Corsair leader campaign in the Solomon Islands, early war, 1942. And the last video cut off about the last 30 seconds of it, but basically, all four of our pilots made it out with their aircraft intact, thankfully. It was a couple close calls, and right at the end there on the exit event, we got very, very lucky. I was pretty sure we were going to lose Guad there, but he pulled out of it, so that was really cool. We took out the destroyer just northwest of Henderson Field on Guadalcanal. So we're moving along and we got ourselves 2 victory points. It wasn't much, but we didn't have to use very many ordnance points, and it was a good start. We got some easy experience points for some of our pilots. And speaking of experience, I'll go ahead and show you the player log here really quickly. And we do have this right here. I have gone ahead and marked everything. You can see right there in the number 1 column going vertically there, the first column. We got target number 6 and it was marked as destroyed. It got us 2 victory points. And the Guad has 5 stress after all is said and done, and so he'll be shaken. He'll probably be sitting out a couple missions. Wallace ended up with 2 stress. Smith ended up with 3, and Lemon Dropper ended up with 3 as well. So they're going to be taking at least 1 mission off here if we can. We'll see what the next target is, or 2 targets, whatever we choose. So experience points, Guad, Wallace, and Smith, and Lemon Dropper they all got 2 experience points because they participated in that mission and we didn't lose an aircraft, so they got the bonus experience. We will go ahead and draw our target cards. Now, in the first mission, I only drew 1 target card, and that was a mistake on my part. I should have drawn 2. Up here, the recon marker, it says 2, and that's how many cards we draw. As we damage the recon, it moves up, and we'll start drawing 3 and maybe even 4 cards, and then we can select our targets better, more to our priority or preference. And I have already slid the intel and the infrastructure markers up because we damaged the Japanese intelligence and infrastructure. So that will eventually give us some results. It hasn't yet, but hopefully we'll hit it some more. And now it's time to go ahead and draw our 2 event cards. So we will see what we got. And we have fighter sweep and marine support. So the marine support is worth 2 victory points. The fighter sweep is worth 3. There is no hits on the fighter sweep. It is all bandits. It's 2 in each zone. The marine support will require 3 hits. It has a couple bandits, couple sites, and 4 aircraft allowed on the marine support, 6 on the fighter sweep. I think I'm going to have to say sorry, Marines. The fighter sweep is just so much more beneficial to us at this point in time. It's not going to require any hits and any ordnance. I have plenty of fresh Corsair fighters, so they're worth equal victory points. The fighters are actually going to damage their radar more, and we're going to hit their infrastructure again. So to me, this is a no-brainer. We're going to go for the fighter sweep. Let me choose the pilots here and arm them up, and then we'll be right back. I got the flight all set up and off the ground here. Leading things off, the Major will be taking command, Major Anderson, and he will be followed by First Lieutenant Johnson and First Lieutenant Edson, First Lieutenant K. Loftus, and Second Lieutenant Doriot. Those are the 5 Corsairs we're bringing. We are bringing a 6th aircraft, and that is Wild Ride. He is the Dauntless. We are not going to be performing any air-to-air combat with him. However, all of our other Corsair pilots are stressed out, and I do think that our 5 fighters can handle all the bandits that come at us, even with the modifiers. I hope. We'll see. It could be a gamble, but all things in war are, so oh well. Wild Ride I did arm with 2 250-pound bombs, and this is because, like I said in the last mission, anytime one of those events you need to discard any weapons counters, to alleviate any hits taken on your aircraft, it's a big deal. And that really, really helps and it gets you out of bad situations. So I placed two 250-pound bombs on them at the cost of 1 point each. And that may be a wasted point, but it's sort of like buying insurance, you know? The fighter sweep target has been placed down. I got my aircraft counters right at the bottom there. I haven't deployed them yet because we need to draw our event card. And our approaching event will be a Life magazine. We got a good one. High profile target, or it could be bad actually. All pilots flying this mission gain 1 less stress if the target is destroyed, or 1 extra stress if the target is not destroyed. So I'll put that down right in front of me so I remember about it. And okay, next is deployment. We're going to go ahead and proceed with the mission. We didn't have any bad event or anything, so that was a great sign. So we got our 2 fast pilots off to the left there. And now we will do our bandit and sight adjustment. And we will draw, and it says swap the sights in the pre-approach and approach areas. So it's all the same. So it's not going to make a difference. So we draw two bandits for each sight. We'll start with the withdrawal area. And there's a 0 with a -1 to hit modifier. So he has some experience. The next one is going to be a KI 61. Average. And then we'll move on to the target area. And I just actually pulled out 2 there, so we're going to have 2 more 0s. One of them looks like a veteran pilot. Now going on to the approach area. We are going to draw another KI 43, and we're also going to draw a no bandit token. So I'll set that no bandit token to the side. And then the final 2 for the pre-approach area are going to be another KI 43 and a no bandit. No, we can put them back down. So there you have it, a total of 6 enemy bandits up on the map there. And let's go ahead and get started. So the fast attack, actually, we've got to move that turn marker up there to turn 1. And we will go ahead, jettison decision, remove tactic counters. We're not going to jettison any bombs, of course. So fast pilots, we're going to go, since it's just the 1, the major's going to go ahead and go offensive for a +2. He already has a +1 air-to-air, so it's going to be +3. And his guns air-to-air are +6 to hit, so that'll bring him down to a +3. Am I seeing things right? Oh, that guy must be a newbie. He has a +3 to hit him too. So I think that brings me down to an automatic hit, but just for the game's sake, we'll do anything but a 1. And we rolled a 0, 10, so that's going to be a kill. And 1 bandit down, and we don't need to do anything else. So what we'll do here is with Johnson, I'll put a weight token on him since he doesn't have to do anything, and that gives him +1 to his weight. And so now it will be the bandit attack and sight attack, and they don't have anybody in range. So now we're going to go with slow pilot attack. I have nobody in range. And now my aircraft can move. And so everybody will go ahead and move up and advance 1 spot. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to remove the counters because we're not going to be attacked. Now we've done that. So now their bandits are going to move. And the Japanese Zeros are going to move in to the approach area. And these Japanese aircraft are going to move into a target area. And so now we move the turn counter up. And we go ahead and start it all over again. So it's going to be, we remove the counters, but I already did that for the sake of ease. And now we do the fast pilot actions. And we have the same scenario except times 3 here. Let's see what we want to do. They have that 1 minus 2 0 on the far right hand side. That's their ace of the bunch. He's a veteran status. And we need to take him out. So let's go on the offense with Anderson right away. And he's going to get a +2. And that's going to negate that -2 on the far right 0. So we'll roll a DRM of 0. And Anderson needs a 6 or more to hit on air-to-air with his guns. Here we go. 6. 0's toast. Tell your story walking. All right, the next pilot is going to be Johnson. Johnson is also going to go on the offensive here. We're taking some gambles. That's all right because we're catching all our objectives en masse right here. And we will go ahead and attack the KI-43 with the, is that a +1 or a -1 modifier? It's a +1, so we're going to bypass that. We're going to attack the 0 with a no modifier. So I get a +2, which means I'm going to hit on a 4 or higher here. Come on, Johnson. And we rolled a 6. So that 0 is going to go down in flames. And now we have no more fast pilots. I'm double checking. No, we do not have any more fast pilots. So now it's going to be bandit attack turn, and that Japanese aircraft is going to attack. It has a 4 to hit. Let's do target selection first. So how many aircraft do we got out there? 6. We got 6. Let's just do 1 through 6 from left to right. Anything higher than a 6, we'll re-roll it. And we got a 3, so it's going to be Loftus. Loftus is the target. Who wants to suppress? Somebody's going to suppress here. Who has the best chance? I think it's going to be Doriot has the best chance to do this. We'll put the suppress marker on him. Doriot has a +1 air-to-air at a 6 to hit, so he automatically has a 5 or more. And that Japanese has a +1 modifier, so we're going to hit on a 4 or more with the suppression. And we got a 6, so we hit with the suppression. That does not destroy that aircraft. What it does is it cancels out its attack. So I have finally succeeded with a suppression attack. And now we will go to slow pilot actions. And Loftus wants to do some maneuvering and turn it around and unload some guns on him. So Loftus has, where did it go? +0 air-to-air. He is going to go offensive here. That's defensive. Offensive. So he's going to have a +2, and that has a +1 modifier on that aircraft. So we're going to have a +3. So we're going to hit on a 1 or more. And we roll 9. And that will take care of him. So we don't need to do any more action. So we're going to do our movement here. And we will go ahead and advance everybody up. Okay, and there's not going to be any enemy movement because now we're all in the same zone. And they already had their attack phase, so that's over and done with. I removed the counters just as the first step of next turn because it was easier once again. And I will go ahead and advance the turn counter. So now we are on turn 3 here. And the Americans will start off. We are going to do the fast pilot action once again. Anderson is going to maintain his aggressiveness here and put a offensive marker on him. He's going to go after the aircraft on the right, which does not have any modifier, or excuse me, he's going to go after the 0 on the left with a -1 modifier. So he does have a +1 air-to-air. So that's a 5. His +1 offense, or excuse me, +2 offense brings him down to a 3. That brings him back up to a 4 with the pilot skill level he's attacking. So he's on 4 or higher, and we're going to roll 1. So he's not going to hit. Johnson's going to try and pick up his slack right away on the same bird. So that is going to be a 5 or more. 5 or more to hit. And we roll a 2. So that is bad news for our 2 good pilots here. Actually, bad news for everybody because now it's the bandit's turn to attack. So the 0 is going to do target selection here. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everything else is a reroll. And we roll 6, and they're going after Wild Ride here. Who's going to suppress? Doriot or Lofton? Doriot. Doriot has +1 air-to-air. So Doriot is going to suppress. He has +1. That's not going to negate his -1. So we are at an even 6 or higher on air-to-air. And that's a 6. We're going to suppress that. Thank goodness. And now it is the other Japanese aircraft. He is going to select target. Same odds. It's a 5. That's going to be Edison. Or Edson. So let's see. Who has a better chance at suppressing? Edson at +0 left. +0. Neither one of them. Edson's going to try and fend for himself here. So we'll put a suppression marker on him. And he will go ahead and roll for suppression. That's going to be a 6 or more because there's no modifiers. And we rolled a 7, so that attack is also suppressed. Good shooting, guys. And now it's going to be the slow pilot's attack turn. We'll go ahead and we'll start off with Doriot, since he has a higher modifier here. He's going to attack that 0 with a +1 air-to-air. That negates his experience level. So it'll be an even 6 or higher for Doriot. And we roll a 10. So that 0 is going to go down. And now we will move along to, let's see, Loftus. And where is it? There it is. We're going to go on the offense here with a +2. So that's going to lower him down to a 4 or higher. We need to get this within these next 2 attacks. We do not have the fuel to be loitering around in the target area any more turns than this one. And we roll a 3. That's going to miss. So that's a bad thing. And now the attack goes to, who is that? Edson. Edson's going to attack. He cannot go on offense because he has a suppression marker on him. So it's going to be 6 or more on this attack. And we roll a 1. We don't attack. Or we don't hit. And Wild Ride can't attack because he can only attack air-to-air if he is attacked. And that KI did not attack him. The 0 did, but it was suppressed anyway. So, aircraft movement here. We're going to have to withdraw into the withdrawal area. No, we can loiter for one turn because movement takes place after attack. So we can loiter one turn, next turn, blast them down, and then leave. Also, even if we didn't have the fuel, we could have moved to the withdrawal area and that zero would have followed us at the end and during his movement anyway, so we would have still been there. So I just ramble sometimes when I'm thinking about the rules and making comparisons and just thinking about different scenarios and situations out loud or in my head here. So we can loiter. It's been determined. That's it. The KI already had its attack, and we are going to remove those counters and then slide that turn marker up again. There we go. So, start of the last turn here, and we will go ahead and go straight to the fast pilot actions. And if you didn't notice before, we're going to say it again here. Offensive for Major Anderson, and he is going to strike out with a 6 plus 2 modifier and his plus 1, so 2 or more. He's going to roll 6, so he's toast. And now we can just skip everything straight to our movement. And that's into turn 4. We are in the withdrawal area. That mission is over. And now we are exiting. We must draw an event card for the flight home. And that is going to be flak sights. We're going to hit some flak, conduct 2 side attacks against a random aircraft, D10, 8 or less is 1 stress, 9 damage, 10 destroyed. Conduct 1 less attack for each air-to-ground counter expended. Look at that. Right on the money, just like that. I got 2 250-pound bombs waiting exactly for this. So we're going to take out those flak sights with those bombs, and that's going to cancel that out. This is the best and smoothest mission I've flown in quite a long time out of any of the leader series, whether it was Hornet leader, A-10, Thunderbolt Apache leader, Corsair leader, whatever it may be. This is the smoothest mission I've had in quite a long time. And don't forget the Life Magazine event, we destroyed this target, so we're going to take 1 less stress. That target was going to give us 4 stress. That was, see, that was the kicker. That was the string that was attached to that mission. It was very high stress. So we were able to get out of that with 1 less stress. And all those pilots there will take 3 stress. That'll hurt the newbie and the rookies and stuff like that, but that will maintain that will let us be able to use our veteran pilots all the sooner. So that's a very, very good thing. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'll add up all the charts and everything and the stress. We'll present that at the start of part 3. But thanks for joining me, and it's good to see you.